Hey, what's going on? It's Waters. I'm my '96 Civic Hatch DX. When I bought the car, it came with the armrest. I know usually, I think stock they don't come with the armrest. They have a, just for the e-brake, just the cover, pretty much. But it's nice to have the armrest and the console and stuff. So I bought the bracket today to secure it tight, and I'll show you a little bit about how to do it. I already have my armrest out. I mean, it's only like 2 screws, so alright, check it out. Alright, so I got an armrest. Pretty sure you can get them out of like the coupes and stuff. If I go to the car here, obviously this is where it goes. It connects with 2 screws, one's here and one's here. But when you get to the back here, all you have is this bracket, and the screws don't line up, so you can't screw it in at all. Well, today I bought this part from Honda, and I'll show you how to put it in. Now I've already kind of done this. I was just messing with it. It was pretty easy. So you see these 2 bolts. They are, I think they're 12 millimeter bolts. Take these 2 bolts out. All right. Now you're gonna have to, just be careful, because this is your, e-brake cable, and this is pretty much what secures it. It locks these metal pieces back here in that position, so the e-brake's nice and tight. So take these 2 bolts out, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna slide this piece up, and there's no metal here or here, so you're gonna slide it up. This part should go under here, and you just like pull it back up and out. And then you have this bracket which lines up perfectly with these bolts. So you can kind of jimmy it in there if you need to pull the e-brake up and down. You just get it under here or something, just twist it in there good and slide it back. Now there's going to be some carpet here. You might need to cut a little bit out. I mean, mine already had some slits in it, so I kind of just ripped it out a little bit. But if you need to cut, just use a knife and just edge around it. I mean, do it to your liking, it's fine. Then once you get this bracket back, you're going to need this bracket, so don't discard this, because that secures the e-brake. So you could take this out, make it easier, slide this back, then take this bracket, put it back in and slide it in, and then you're going to just bolt it down to the original bolts, snug them up nice and tight. Make sure your e-brake works. You want it to lock in place. Test it, with your brakes and everything. Make sure everything's good. It should be fine. I mean, you're not changing anything. And then let me go get the armrest, and I'll kind of show you how it hooks up, and you'll have a nice secured armrest in the hatch. Alright, so I'm here with the armrest. So you're probably gonna want to pull your e-brake up, because you need to slide this piece in, just like that. And if you've had it in before, you kind of know how it goes in. So everything's the same. You just wiggle this up, slide. There's the plastic from this part right here as well, and you gotta make sure that's on the outside. And then this kind of just locks in place right there. And I think on the hatches it actually doesn't line up perfectly with the bolt holes. Alright, so if you see here, it's kind of hard to see, but you'll see, it might not line up very perfectly with those. So you might have to, move it back or have a little space, but it should be alright. I mean, it kind of depends on your car and how everything's put back together. But if we slide this here, you're going to see now, right here, your bracket's in there, and you can see the bracket right there. You could screw it in on the back. It will be nice and tight in the back, nice and tight in the front. So let me go screw it in there, and I'll kind of show you the difference. I mean, when you don't have it, it's that loose. So I mean, if you care about that, if people are grabbing on it or something, you don't want them to like rip it out of your car, then I'll show you. So on these screws here, I kind of realized, it's nice, coming up nice and snug. When you're doing this, you need 2 hands for it, but push up on this, push it tight, and then screw down on one side. I got the other side done. I screwed it. I just pushed it up, as tight as possible here. Just push this up, screw that in tight, and your screw isn't centered, but you got a nice line here. And I guess if you're doing this, you might as well take your time to make it nice and snug. Alright, I'll see you back at the back bolts. Alright, so if you lined everything up and you got your bracket in, lined up with those bolts, just screw this one in. You do it on both sides. Rinse and repeat. There's going to be a hole right here. Now, the coupe also has another inside bracket. You really don't need to get it for this. I mean, if you want to go wild and spend all sorts of money, then go ahead. But this part's only like $8 from your Honda dealer. And you can see on this side already, there isn't any wiggle. And I only have one screw in. So, I mean, this is definitely something you might want to do. And it's just going to give you a nice secure rest. And, it's the right way to do the switch instead of just going to the junkyard and getting this. If you're going to the junkyard and getting it, look for that bracket. I think it is in the coupes. So, check it out. Alright, I got the screws for the back. When you buy this stuff, you're probably going to want to get the bracket. You don't need the bolt. And you're probably going to want to get OEM screws. I mean, I usually get the OEM screws because I don't want to be messing around with just random screws. I mean, they don't work as well. I've found drywall screws in my car from people that did it in the past. But here's the part number here. And I'll also just put it in the description so you guys can just, I'll give you the diagram, a link to that, and all that stuff so you guys can just go and you know exactly what you need. So, alright guys, so as you can see, I got my armrest. It's nice and tight. I mean, I'm giving that some pressure. And I mean, it's a metal bracket secured to the frame, so you're pretty much all set. E-brake and everything works. Everything's good. So, you guys want this, check it out. Maybe I could give you some more videos. I mean, speakers, subs. I mean, you guys can request. But, I mean, anything's really easy in this car. All you need is just a screwdriver and maybe a 10 and a 12 socket, and you could pretty much do everything. I mean, you could take the whole thing apart and put it back together again. Not literally, but, everything interior, all you need is pretty much that.